in the appendix section, you've got printouts, hard copies of the startup cost worksheet, the organization budget worksheet, the program budget worksheet, as well as the 12-month projection worksheet. On the CD, I've also included electronic copies of these worksheets with formulas saved so that you can play around with your numbers here. And when it doesn't work out, when you've got less revenue than you have expenses, you want to make sure that you play around with these product line figures so that you can figure out where you need to be in terms of not operating in the red but generating at a profit or operating at a profit. I understand that this is kind of far back. The font is a little small, but I'm going to talk you through it so that you know and understand what goes in each section. For this section, this is going to be our revenue section. And again, I'm using GrantSource as an example. And our revenues and our product lines go in each one of these lines. So we've got the workbook here, we've got the consults, seminars, and the funding prospect list. So if for any given month, say for January, we call this January, and we're projecting out for 12 months, we say that we're going to earn $100 in revenues for the workbook, $100 in revenues for the consults, $100 in seminar fees, $200 in prospect lists. So for January, we've earned $500. So we go down here, and we already know, and these are just general figures, these aren't real figures. I'm just helping you to understand how to use the spreadsheet. So we already know that I need more than $500 to operate and to live. So I'm operating at a negative already. So what I do is I go in, I project my expenses for each month based off of what expenses I had last year and the year before that. If you are brand new, you're not necessarily going to have the luxury of having trend data to be able to go back and forecast accurately what your expenses are. But in my case, I can. So what I usually do is I start with the expenses section. I will forecast out all of my expenses for each month. Then I go back up to my revenue section and I say, okay, well, how much do I need to generate in workbook sales? How much do I generate in consult sales, seminar sales, and prospect list sales in order for me to meet my expenses and generate a profit at the end? And you want every month, some months you're going to not earn as much as you spend. But at the end of the 12 months, by the time December comes around, you want to make sure that your grand total, you're operating at a profit, because that is the whole point. If you don't generate a profit, then you can't operate your business and you can't do the work that you've been called to do.